And welcome back, everybody. I missed you guys so much last week. I still sound like, horrible, but we're going to try to get through this. So, still have the bronchitis. Sorry about that. I'm doing everything I can. I'm taking all the meds and, doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And it just is lingering. And Randy, how did you get in here? So, sorry. I'm going to be coughing a lot. So I made some videos that I want to share with you guys. Um, Randy's internet is down. He says, "Hello everyone, I'll be watching on the rewind. Cheers." So I guess you're on your phone, maybe. Um, Lucky ate his internet cable. So Randy will not be joining us tonight. I didn't think he would even pop in to say hi, but thanks, Randy. So Randy had me. I've been watching a lot of his videos, and his videos are just crystal clear. I mean, he is like the king of car vlogging and all that good stuff. And I've had this magnet for several years. I used it, 2 or 3 years ago. I used it a couple of times, and then it's just kind of sat in a desk. And so I really wanted to see, because the action camera has incredible image stabilization. I mean, that's what they're built for, right? Is action cameras. And so I'm gonna play a little video of my version of a car vlog. And there's Roy. How you doing, Roy? Still have the bronchitis, so I really can't talk too much. But when has that ever stopped me? But I really missed you guys last week. I just felt like something was missing. And Roy says, "Lucky let Randy in." No, sorry guys. I'm so sorry. I really hope that Crisp blocks that out. Okay. So, Lucky ate Randy's uh, fiber internet line. So he has no internet until they come out to fix it. And I am sucking on a cough drop. Doesn't appear to be doing any good. But so anyway, I put this on my truck. And I want to run that for you so you can see my version of a car vlog. I can't even say it. Okay, so we'll roll the tape. All right, so I'm wanting to do a car vlog video like my friend Randy does, but I've got the camera on the outside of the car. So I think the Action 5 Pro does really, really well at night. And I've got this on the hood of my truck pretty much as much in the middle as I can do. Now, the only other place I could put it is on the roof, and I've got the microphone on me, which the seatbelt may be hitting it, but I've got the microphone on me inside the cab, so you don't pick up all that road noise. And with it being an action camera, it should do pretty good video. The only issue is that it's nighttime, but it is very well lit. You've got street lights and all that good sort of thing. So Randy does car vlogs all the time, and they're really, really good. If you haven't seen any of his, Randall Brander on YouTube, and they're so crystal clear. I don't want to make this a really long video. I just want to kind of compare it to an expensive camera, a big, like Randy's cameras, because he does so good. I think he's made like 3,800 videos, and a lot of them are car vlogging, and he does so good at it. This is the Osmo Action 5 Pro. I don't really have any special settings on it. I do have the internal microphone turned off, so you should not be able to hear the wind noise. And if you can, because I'm recording it with a Mic Mini, it should cancel out the onboard mic anyway. But the magnet holds it really steady. Another thing I've noticed is that when the camera's on the inside, because of the lamination on the front windshield that's built in, you get the star effect on lights. And I'm not seeing that with the action camera. Now, I'll have to wait until I see the footage, but I'm not seeing that star effect on lights. Oh, there's some pretty Christmas lights. I didn't do my Christmas light thing this year. We are picking up some noise from the truck. I can see that on the camera, so I'll have to reduce the volume a little bit so we don't hear all that. But look at these lights coming up. Now, what I'm seeing is the red light is got like a star around it because my windshield is so dirty and because of the lamination. But the camera, I don't think, is picking up that star because it's sitting outside the vehicle and it's not picking up the lamination from the windshield. So there's the red light, and I don't think in the camera from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty good. Okay, so that was my car vlog. And now I've got all kinds of crispy things going around. Okay, so what do you guys think? The star effect was gone, but did you notice all the lights were little balls? I thought that was kind of funny. And Debbie made it. Hey, Debbie. I am. This may be a really short live stream. And Jeff made it in. Howdy, how are you? And how was your Christmas and New Year? Well, Christmas was great. I think I was sick for New Year's. I don't remember when exactly I got the bronchitis, but I know it's been we're coming up on 3 weeks. So, yeah. Um Whenever I get something, it just stays there, and I am doing everything I can. I'm taking all kinds of medicine and everything else, and it's just lingering. And Roy says, "You have nothing to say sorry for." Well, thank you, Roy. Uh, I really am not that sickly, but it seems like when I get this stuff, it does take me 3 or 4 weeks to get over it. So, thank you. Roy says, "Are your car lights on?" Yes, they were. Didn't look like it, did it? But yes, they were. If I had pulled up, uh, against a building, or if I'd pulled up behind a car or something, you would have seen they were on there, just not real bright. But yes, I've noticed that. I've noticed that myself. Jeff says, Wednesday here for me is 10-pin bowling days. So when I can, I will pop in. Hopefully you get well soon. Thank you, Jeff. And I love bowling. I introduced my grandson to it. He likes about one game, and then he's ready to go do something else. But this little magnet, there's no notice when you're gonna cough. It just comes, It's stupid. This little magnet's made by Ulanzi. Uliber? It's actually Ulanzi, but I don't know why it says Uliber. But it's super duper strong. It does have the rubber grip on the bottom, so it doesn't hurt your paint job. And the camera never moved. Now, I don't know if I would trust a $3,000 camera sitting out through, but for a little action camera, it does great. So, I really hope Crisp is cutting all this out, because that's kind of embarrassing. Come on and just hack in your face. Yeah. So, anyway, my next one that I've been kind of playing with, I've been wanting to do that car thing for a long time. And I had done it from the inside of the car, but every light looked like a star. And I think it's interesting when you put it outside the car, they turn into little balls. So, um, but I've been wanting to do that for a long time, get it out of my system, because I don't do a lot of night driving, but when I go on trips and stuff, I do shoot some of the scenery. And now that I know I can put this on the outside, um, I don't know if it's real legal, but oh well. I guess they could pull me over and tell me not to do it. So the other thing that I have been, even though I'm sick, I keep looking at things and researching things, and you know me. And so one of the other things I've been wanting is a point and shoot. Um, Roy says I have dozens of those magnets. I hang lots of gear from them. I thought about like getting two more and putting them like down where you could see the pavement, like the wheel on the pavement. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. But one of the other things I've been kind of, since the Osmo Action 6 was kind of a letdown, and I don't really feel that getting it would be an upgrade to the 5 for me. I know it'll do some things that like TikTokers and stuff want to do, but I don't really do that. So I don't think it would be an upgrade for me. So I've been kind of looking at a point and shoot to go along with the action camera, because I think the action camera does a phenomenal job. And I have the Sony ZV-1. Okay. Well, in my research, and the whole reason I want a point and shoot to go with the action camera is because action cameras have virtually no zoom on them. I mean, they go to like 2 times, which is basically nothing as far as if you're shooting something away from you. Now, if you have it on your face and you do 2 times, yeah, it's really up close and personal. But to get a squirrel or a bird or something like that, it's not enough zoom. So if I could pull something this size out of my pocket and get a little video or a quick shot or something, that would just be ideal. But I've never really liked the ZV-1. I got it at the same time I got my G7X Mark III, and I always liked it better, but this was permanently mounted overhead, and so I really wasn't using the G7X, so I sold it. Shouldn't have sold it. I kinda regret that. I should have sold this one. But so anyway, I've been doing all this research and looking at all these different cameras that are, you can't change the lens, okay? The lens is attached. They're called compact cameras, and I came across like the ZS-99 from Panasonic, the SX740 HS from Canon, and Canon's new version is the V1, supposedly made for blogging and all that good stuff. Well, one thing, and I know there's somebody that's going to just laugh his head off at me, and that's fine. One of the things that I don't like about the Sony is it flips out. I mean, yeah, you can see yourself, but it flips out instead of up. Okay, and that's just my personal preference. The G7X Mark III flipped up. That's probably why I like that camera. And my M6s flip up. So that's just what I like. Okay. Well, about 4 years ago, I bought my son a camera, and it's the SX740HS, which was one of the ones on my list. Now, they've gone up about 4 times in price since I bought his, but it flips up. Now, and it has a 40 times zoom. So I'm going to show you what that means here in a minute. The trade-off, it doesn't have a mic input. But if I'm shooting with my action camera anyway, I can get way away and the mic will still pick up. And then when I come back and edit, I just edit the footage in. So I'm going to show you that real quick. It's not a long video, but it'll kind of show you. And I probably should not have been out doing this. You can hear me kind of struggling with breathing, but it's okay. I survived. Okay, so it's another beautiful day in Oklahoma, and I am out on a hike. As a lot of you know, I have been looking for a point-and-shoot camera. And it wasn't really to take the place of my action cameras because I love those, absolutely love those. This is the Osmo Action 5, and it does okay in daytime. The 4 actually does better, but in the woods, sometimes it gets kind of dark. So I brought the 5, and you're saying, well, Sly, why do you need a point-and-shoot camera when you clearly like your Osmo Action camera? Because sometimes you can't always get up close enough to what you're wanting to take a picture of. I've been looking and looking, and I found quite a few that will do what I want it to do. But one of the ones that is high on everybody's lists, because the same cameras keep coming up, and one of them is the Canon SX740HS, which I just happened to have bought my son one about 4 years ago. And now they're selling for like 4 times as much. But, so I thought I'd trek off down to the woods and see if we can find something that we can zoom in on. That the action camera just, I mean, it has a 2x zoom. I have made the mistake of leaving that on, and then, you know, you're really up close and personal. On the Action 5 Pro, you can't really see it. It's right there. Okay. But if you have a camera with zoom, then it becomes crystal clear. And we'll just zoom in a little bit on that. And that's only at 50% zoom. And you can see it just brings stuff. This thing has an incredible zoom on it. I'm even right now with the bat house. And you can see on the action camera how far away I am. But as long as the microphone is within distance of the action camera, then I have no problems. It'll record my voice and I can just edit it and post. So we're on 2x zoom. And let's just say for whatever reason, I couldn't physically walk up to this statue. Well, with this SX740, I don't need to. I can just zoom in on it. Okay, so there's the statue. And then if we just zoom, kind of reposition just a wee bit. Now that's at 51%. And you can actually see, you can actually get closer. And now it's picking up his face. If I would quit shaking. Now, that is amazing. Again, this is how far away we are. So, an amazing little camera. And so as you can see, you know, there is a little bit of color differences between, but it's 2 different, like one's Canon, one's DJI. So you are going to get a little bit of that color difference, but I was just kind of blown away. And my son and I went to Turner Falls a couple of years ago, and they have a overlook where you can see the falls, and they're absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't have anything that I could zoom in real good with them. And, when you're walking through the woods and stuff, you don't really think about zooming in on things, but I just kinda wanna have it in my bag, so if I do run across something. Now, I tried really hard to find a squirrel today. No squirrels, but there was a lot of people out hiking, a lot, more than I've ever seen out there, and so I'm pretty sure the squirrels were, like, hiding. Yeah. So, because I walked pretty much the whole trail, and I couldn't find a squirrel to save my life. So, and I know they're there. Normally, when you go, uh, they're running across the path, the trail all the time. So, it's a really nice little nature center thing, and it's got, like, trails that you can walk, and so it's really nice. You're not, like, foraging through the forest or anything like that, uh, but size-wise, let me see if I can that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. Size-wise, these 2 cameras are about as comparable as you can get. This is the SX740, and this is the ZV-1. And now this has an extra adapter for a macro lens, but as you can see, the body is just ever so slightly bigger. I mean, they're just they couldn't be closer to the same size. The SX740 is a little bit taller. I don't know if I can yeah, it's just a little bit taller. But because it's Canon, I like the menu better, uh, 'cause I'm a Canon fangirl, and I'm just more comfortable with Canon's menu and just Canon in general. So I was looking at getting the V1, but it is so much bigger than this little guy. And honestly, this has a better zoom. So again, I told my son, I said, "Well, I'm gonna borrow your camera for a little while." I have borrowed it in the past and trying to use it for, like, my live stream setup, and because it doesn't have a mic jack, it and I don't think it has clean HDMI out. So, it was kind of a no-go. I think I've tried it twice, and it seemed like it didn't have clean HDMI out, which was the deal breaker. This is not like a new camera. This has been out since, like, 2019 or 2016, one of those. Uh, but I think it does really, really well. It won't take the abuse of an action camera, obviously. It doesn't have stabilization. I mean, there are so many things that it doesn't do, but what it does do is that 40 times zoom, and you don't have to carry a big old camera and a big old lens, and you can just stick this right there in your pocket. Just fits just as nice as you and now I will get I took the cage off the Sony just to show you guys a size comparison, but I do have, like, cages on all my cameras, and because this one is my son's, I don't have a cage for it yet. I will get one, and I think he does have, because 'cause I'm pretty sure I would've made sure he has, uh, screen protectors on the screen. So, I do try to protect my cameras as much as I can. But yeah, this is my newest little acquisition, and it's borrowed. But if you do wanna like, for whatever reason, if you did wanna vlog with it, the image stabilization in this is not good, okay? Especially when I'm used to an action camera. The you can pretty much do jumping jacks, and it's gonna stay fairly steady. This one, you just move a little bit, and you can tell you're shaking. So, but for what I wanted it for, strictly for the Zoom, that thing is the answer. Roy says, when my daughters borrow cameras, I never see them again. Well, he my son doesn't use it that often. He's of the phone generation. And, he always has his phone on him. And so he rarely thinks to grab his camera. And that's fine. That's just different generations. I think the generation under him is getting back into the point and shoot market, and that's what has driven the price up so high. Because these things were never used to be as expensive as they are now. It could be some of it could be tariffs, but uh yeah, this thing is well, it's about 3 times what I paid for it 4 years ago. So, and my G7X Mark III, when I sold it, I got double what I paid for it. So, there's that. But, I probably will be selling this one just because I don't like the Sony menu. I don't like the flip out screen, and it doesn't have as much zoom as this one. So, for me, the Canon is the winner chicken dinner. But if they would make a action camera that could do zoom, I wouldn't want it to, because there's so many moving parts. Um, there are so many moving parts, and if an action camera had that, yeah, I I just think that would be a recipe for disaster. That's one of the things the new Osmo Action 6 has a variable aperture lens, and it worries me a little bit because these get dropped and they get banged around, and they go in the water, and I just that worries me a little bit. I would probably tend to be a little more careful. Not that I'm not careful, and I do take good care of my stuff, but the more moving parts it has on it, the more you would want to baby it. And to me, an action camera is not meant to be babied. So I put them on my kayak. Obviously I just put them on my car, and so Roy says, "Do we get to see jumping jacks next week?" If I can breathe, Roy, maybe, you know. Um, I got scolded for going on a hike today, but I really wanted to get that footage and show you how my reasoning behind why I wanted a camera with insane zoom without having to get like a telephoto lens and put it on one of my cameras. Um, this thing is so handy. Now, obviously, I don't carry it in my pocket. Okay, girls just don't do that. That's a guy thing. Girls just don't do that. Uh, but I do carry it in a case, and the case will go on your belt, and so you can just whip it out when you're ready to get up close and personal with something. And so that's kind of my thing for the uh for the live stream, was I wanted to show you guys, and this thing is a 40x zoom, which it takes it to like 9, I believe it's 960 millimeter. And I think now when you zoom that far out, it is blurry at first, and so you have to let it settle for a minute, and then it'll sharpen up. But I mean, if you're taking a picture of something fairly stationary, it's not that big a deal. A squirrel or something that's moving might give you a little more trouble. I did get a picture of a cardinal. I forgot to hit record. So there's that. You do have to remember to hit the right buttons. But it was a fun day, and I haven't been out like that since before Christmas. So, yes, it may have been a bit much on me, and I am kind of paying for it tonight, but uh, I think a little bit of exercise is good. I think if you just sit for one, you go out of your mind just sitting, and I don't know that it makes you any better, like faster. So, yeah, I came home and slept for 2 hours. So, yeah, maybe I did overdo it a bit, but maybe it'll just make me that much stronger for tomorrow, right? So, anyway, um, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, guys, because, I am kinda having a little trouble breathing. It's a fundamental thing, but I did miss you guys last week, and I was thinking, "Oh my goodness," uh, I hated to miss, but I was having more trouble breathing last week, so I did about an hour before I went live, I did load up on all my meds and everything, and I really thought I could get through this, but it has only been 30 minutes, and I'm struggling. So, I'm gonna tell y'all good night. Um, Roy says, "I prefer long lenses." Well, I don't like carrying them. So, if I had, like, if I had this, what do you call it? The porter to carry my stuff, then that would be great, but it's just me, and I've tried to cull it down to the least amount of weight that I can, and that's why I use a lot of action cameras. They don't weigh very much, and the microphones don't weigh very much, and so if you're a bird person that likes to go out and shoot birds, oh, I totally get it. You definitely do not want a point and shoot, okay? But if you're just someone who likes to get out and about and occasionally you need to zoom in on something, that's what this is for. This is for the occasional shot that, you come upon this wonderful waterfall and you want to take a picture of it, and this is all you have with you, you're not going to get a very good picture. So that's why I did that. Roy says, yes, breathing is important. It is. It is. And what's interesting, when you have bronchitis, you can breathe in just fine. You can't get the air out. And if you can't get it out, you can't get in more fresh air. So, yeah, that's what I'm struggling with, is getting the air out, so that I can breathe in fresh air. So, anyway, guys, love you to pieces. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me. And we'll do it again next week. I promise every week's going to get better. Uh, if not, you'll know I had a setback, but I don't plan on any setbacks. Like I said, I'm taking everything diligently that I'm supposed to be taking. I'm doing the breathing treatment thing I'm supposed to be doing. It's got to get better, right? So I love you guys, and I will see everybody next Tuesday. Good night, everybody.